think there's any transparency in this town. It's almost impossible to find out any information that our government is doing, either online or going to the offices or anything like that. I feel every single meeting that happens in this room should be on these cameras and on the internet, and they're not. So we need more transparency. Also, I think that we've done a really good job in our zoning laws of protecting our environment in this town, but now it's time to start building on that and actually improving the environment in the town. They set up, solar panels on the garage a few years back, and they had promised us that they would do a few panels a year for 10 years, and by the end of it, they would be able to power this entire complex. And they did it that 1 year, and they've never done it since. So, that's $20,000 a year that we're spending in electricity in this town, that the government is spending. And that's $20,000 of your tax money that could have been eliminated 10 years ago. So we need to start pushing forward with environmental things, transparency, accountability, and that's what I'm running on.
Holy crap, that was dynamite. He deserves a round of applause.
Also, I want to very quickly point out when we were talking about the East Clinton Fire District that we are told over and over again that the commissioners in this town don't get along and that they fight and that everybody hates each other. And two of those commissioners who are supposedly on opposite ends of the issues sat next to each other and agreed on the biggest issue that's facing the East Clinton Fire District.
I forgot you're elected.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
So don't believe everything you hear from item 6.
There you go.
Yeah.
Marion Thompson, top that. I know you can.
Oh, no, I cannot top that. This man is very knowledgeable. In fact, he's the one who's been briefing me about a lot of things. And actually, I've been trying to gather information from the people whose homes I've canvassed, and I have gotten some remarks that I think I'm going to try to further. And they are pretty essential things, like there are people who want to change the speed limit on their roads because people cruise through Clinton Corners Hamlet going 45, 50 miles an hour. That's really scary. And also on Center Road, Clinton Hollow Road, same thing. People are doing 55 on that road. And I'm a walker. I walk all the time. And I want to tell you, sometimes I think, people go really fast. Hollow also, as soon as they get to the straightaway on Hollow, boom. And so I jump into the poison ivy and take my life into my hands when I walk on the roads in Clinton. So that's a small issue, but it's it's an important safety issue.
Library?
Oh, the library. Yes, the library. The library is near and dear to my heart. I was on the board of directors for 6 or 7 years, 6 years, I think. And the library is one of the richest resources we have, both for children and for adults in this town. There's nothing richer than the library besides the schools themselves in terms of offering free internet for seniors, free internet classes, I took an Excel class that was great, and I could have taken it week after week. But anyway, I took some Excel class. There are free yoga classes. There's a meditation class. There are so many things happening here at this library. And there could be more. And we could rely on those programs if the library were properly funded. Right now, it would only cost people who own a house that's worth $250,000 $20 more than what they're currently paying to support the library and to give them the ability to plan programs ahead and to be able to offer things that people can put them on their calendar and say, yes, I'm going to do that free internet class or that free computer class in 2 months. So the library is very important. It's a very important issue. It's cheap. We are the lowest funded library in the county still, even after the efforts that my board put forward years ago to try to get taxpayer money. We're still the lowest funded library in the county, and in the county, and we should be embarrassed about that because we are a wealthy town. How do I know? I drive down all these beautiful long driveways, and I say, whoa, look at this house. We have the money. We should support the library. Amen.
Amen. And that's like $20. I was trying to do my head, wait, 2,000 divided by 365 is like 5 cents a day, but it's like $1.50 or what, something a month or whatever, something like that. So I know that half the group left. I just want to say thank you to everybody who's still here because I know this is going to sound maybe like a really stupid statement, but what just happened there with like 20 people in that picture is like, I wasn't sure that was really good. Because politics is all about the issues, and politics is all about the positions on the issues, and I'm just gonna say this for Facebook. It's a personality popularity contest. We can pretend like it is or it isn't, whatever. I'm gonna shut up, I've been talking too much. There's a bunch of people who haven't said anything. We have Meg Hesher, who settled and serving in place. Statement, question?
Actually, nearly half the population of Clinton is our senior citizens. We should have more than 30 people in our settled and serving in place organization, which was started so that we can help one another. We do tasks for each other. We have coffee every Wednesday at either Schultzville or Jeannie Bean's. And last Thursday, we made pumpkins, and the ones we didn't take home are in the library. So it's a very varied thing. We get speakers, and we have a good time.
Do you have a website?
Nope.
How do we join you?
I have folders, which of course I didn't bring, but I'm the central point. Just give me a call.
Okay.
266-4270?
Whoa!
2470, okay, I can remember that.
Or is it 4270?
4270 4720 is the mobile numbers.
Okay, say it
And
one
we
more
do
time,
get
Meg.
each other's calls.
What's your number one more time?
266-4270.
Okay, and this is people, senior citizens joining together to help each other and to help other senior citizens to.
We drive each other. I had a hip operation nearly 2 years ago. I was in physical therapy for 6 weeks, going twice a week. No one drove me twice.
Great.
That's awesome.
Just on the senior issue, for the last 7 years, I don't know why, but they eliminated a 5-day week for the County Office for the Aging Senior Friendship Centers. And it's really not the Republicans' fault. The Catholic Church booted out in Rhinebeck, the Church of the Good Shepherd. And even Tom Trout's mother called me, I think after the election, to try to get me involved, but I wasn't able to stop him. So now the Dutchess County Office for the Aging Senior Friendship Center for Rhinebeck is out by Rock City. A lot of wonderful things in Rock City, but it's like right on the edge of Rhinebeck, Memorial Lutheran Church. I've been to, the Rhinebeck Senior Friendship Center. It's really nice, let seniors go and eat together and talk together and play music. And the fact that it would take, $250,000 to bring back a 5-day week, because they're not just in Rhinebeck, it's all over the county. And we have a county budget surplus that's, 240 times that, right? $60 million budget surplus, and it would take 200, so it's just one more example. Something else, I ran into Will Econopoly at the American Legion. I don't hang out at the Rhinebeck American Legion all the time, but Layla and I went to an event there last weekend. And Will Econopoly, Dave and I went to school with, was talking about, I like that thing that de Blasio was doing with the pensions. And I'm like, I try to keep track of what de Blasio was doing. And I guess de Blasio had proposed, I guess the federal government, this is a top priority for Steve Bannon and the Republicans in Congress, and they squashed it. To allow universal voluntary pensions, which have been, as an idea, as a concept, has been floated in different parts of the country, Connecticut, California, etc. De Blasio wanted to do it in New York City, because about 40% of us don't have pensions. And Will knows somebody very